Hawkeye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with the boys, PD and Cass. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, we talking about that new the new Hawkeye episode that just dropped, aka the Kingpin itself. That's what we're here to talk about. Did we love it? Did we like it? Did we want to see it again? And the answer, of course, as always, is yes. Marvel delivers. Boom, bah! Cal clearly agrees with me.
This is how you always got to get off on the wrong foot. Okay, doing this stuff. All right, you always got to do that. All right, okay.
Wrong foot. But hey, Petey, what was your take on this episode?
Well, this episode
finale.
The finale, yes. This episode, we find out that Kate's mom is in cahoots with the big kahuna, and he even got the kahuna shirt on it, the Kingpin, right? She's in cahoots.
He's in the world. He's in the Marvel world. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Whoa. Hang on just a second. Okay. We were talking about Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man film, and that was fan service. Now this over here is some great thing. What you talking about now, Mars? Huh?
You had to hit him with the
You thought I forgot?
Oh no.
What you got to say now?
I got a lot to say. I'm just saying, I was just trying, the point I was making about fan service was about you and everything else being fan service. I thought Matt Murdock was a fantastic addition to the Spider-Man. And I think he should be in world. So there's no negative fan service for me. I think that's great. Kingpin, who was one of the leaders in Marvel comic book history, should definitely get his place properly put forward. Okay? So I'm glad that he's made it into an actual series. And not only that, he was in almost the whole episode, you know. I mean, the fact that not only has he permeated the entire series itself, Hawkeye, because he's the big man, he's the uncle, he's the fat man. They showed him and referenced him throughout the entire series. He overarched over everything, and we were so happy that it happened, because finally Netflix has joined Marvel, and Marvel has joined Netflix, and they're together. Yeah!
All right, we gotta get to this. Because not only does this series is like Marvel Team Up and Marvel 2-in-1, it's also like the Acts of Vengeance, where we mix up the villains for other people's characters, right?
Right.
The Acts of Vengeance was that the top villains in Marvel would trick the other villains to attack heroes that they didn't usually attack. So it'd be like the Freedom Force versus the Avengers, the Mole Man versus the Avengers, like Doctor Doom versus the Punisher, all these things. And Marvel Universe is acting like this sandbox where they just say, hey, let's pluck Kang and let's put him in the Loki story. Let's pluck this guy. And this is no different, putting the Kingpin in with Hawkeye, right? So it's kind of, you have the team up with Kate and Hawkeye. But this one isn't even Marvel team up, because this is more, I've been calling it the Arrowverse. Or since it's Marvel, we got to call it Sparrowverse or something like that. It's not
you don't have to call it the Sparrowverse.
They have a team. They got Team Arrow. They got to hold the medieval times guys. They're the people that help them here. But I'm calling medieval. They are the team, and it's just like Team Arrow. And then we not only have that, we have the new Black Widow. So there's other thing. There's so much Claremontian stuff, so much X-Men stuff in this thing. Whereas, like the
Claremontian, is there a word called Claremontian?
There's a new word called Claremontian, where we had the new Black Widow, who's the sister of the original Black Widow, taking on the same name, and that's a little bit like the White Canary in the Arrowverse, right? They had the other version of the come with me. So we had that, but
this happened in the comic book first, Peter. I just got to call you out for that.
What?
Comic book where Yelena Belova took on the mantle of the.
Okay, one of the first times that we did that. The first time
Bishop took on the title a bit of Hawkeye also. So let's just remember that.
I'm not talking about the legacy stuff. I'm talking about the Claremontian aspect of that.
Chris Claremont from the X-Men comic book writer.
Yes, Chris Claremont. One of the stories
one of the greatest comic book writers around.
Okay. Maybe so. But
Cal, thank you for backing me up on that.
He's
huh?
He did. He does two major Claremont X-Men stuff in here. The first one is that having the character who is the sibling of the other character want revenge against the last person who saw them, assuming that last person killed their sibling, when that was the person who tried to save him. In the X-Men, Thunderbird dies because of his own stupidity, because he was nuts and he was a little too high strung. And then his brother is like, what? The X-Men killed, and Banshee killed my brother, right? And then wanted revenge when Banshee was trying to save him. Xavier was broken up from the death of Thunderbird. And then what does his brother name himself? Thunderbird. Same outfit, just because Chris Claremont liked the costume and was always upset that he didn't write that story. That was actually Lin Wen's story, and he lost the character with a very cool costume, so he had to bring him back. But of course, somebody's got to pay, and this sort of backward revenge, where the person who tried to save you is the person that you need a revenge against. I've never been with that story. And then the second bit is the whole Kate Bishop being like the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine series, where we find out that Kitty Pryde's father is in with the bad guys, so we lose the mother, and then now the kid is a loner. The kid doesn't have any sort of parents anymore. And this story played out the same way. She's in cahoots. She goes down. Now she's like the Batman character. No parents, nobody to say, hey, you're doing wrong. The mother's actually now the kid is now in more the right than the mom. So that sort of thing I didn't really like about but they didn't turn her into a full ninja. She already did all that training. She did the Batman training in the Upper West Side and showed that Batman didn't have to go all across the country doing all that training. All he had to do was stay in the Upper West Side, and she could be as cool as Damian or Speedy or Robin or even Batman. Maybe she's as skilled as Batman.
Well, I agree with what Kyle just said. He said you can't talk about Batman like that. Okay, Batman needed to go away to get the mental fortitude to become disciplined to heat the power. So don't do that. I'm with you on that.
He did.
So
no, he didn't.
So I did all of that. I will say that they decided that Kingpin has powers, and he is not just they decided, you know what? Like these arrows, they don't work on him. Like he's stabbing with them, he's able to take them. And what I needed to happen, Kate got someone. The Kingpin gave her some heavy shots. The problem is that she kept getting up from it. There's no way someone can keep getting up from being tossed around like that many times. But this episode was fun. I'm not a fan of the swordsman, but he had some fun in this episode. Hawkeye, of course, did some cool stuff. They tried to hint that his wife is that, huh?
A lot of those trick arrows.
The trick arrows work. I don't know why people was trashing they've been trying to trash the Saturday Night Live, and everyone's been trying to trash the arrows. Trick arrows work. Neil Adams said way back in the days, he's like, when he worked on Green Arrow, he wanted to do some cool arrows, but the story they were telling was kind of more on the serious side, so he kind of stayed away from that. But he did say Green Arrow's arrows are cool. And Hawkeye has never had a problem. Well, stay awake, God. Why are you going to sleep? Stay awake. Don't you do this to me again. But the trick arrows always was fun. And the thing is that he can attack people from distance. That's the strength of it. The whole thing in the what's the name? At Rockefeller Center, like they have all those people, but from distance they can do their thing. It was a cool fight, right? They looked like they were going to lose, but they had distance, and they could, they had the plan with the arrows. So they did the thing, even though they were fighting the tracksuit mafia type of deal, which is kind of wacky. But they were able to take out all those guys and whatnot. I just didn't like Black Widow fighting him, because we know he tried to save her. He would have taken her place if he had to. We know that. And
how would she have known, Petey? Only two
people. How would she have known? How would she know? How would anyone know? Is there a Time magazine on all the information, Time Life magazine on everything that happened during Infinity War and Endgame, that happened in the thing of souls and on these other planets? Everything is listed that happened?
Yes, I agree with what Cal said. Cal said, no. He says, by that time, everybody's spoken to other people, and so that's why people know. That's what he said, and I agree with that. I don't know why you would deny it.
Dude, I'm saying to you like this. One of the
all
best
the series they're talking about, and all the series they talked about what happened. So clearly somebody talked, and Cal made a very good point about that. So I mean, come on, he came, he said that.
What did you think? Since you're gonna combat me on this, what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was excellent. I think it was really good. It was very good. There's only some small, minor glitches to think. Two, one, Swordsman. He just seems so totally underutilized in the whole series, and him coming at the very end to fight and being good or helping them out. Yeah, they're trying to keep him with the Avengers, where he was also worked with them at one point.
And he was the guy who kind of, I think he was involved in Hawkeye's origin in the comic books.
So I thought he was pretty good I thought he was pretty good at the beginning with the whole, we didn't know what he was doing, but then that last episode when he was fighting with a sword and he came to, I'm like, I thought he was going to be more like a henchman, a little bit more tougher. The mother I thought the mother was going to be like a serious, either someone who definitely worked for the Kingpin, but someone who at least held her own a little bit more. She didn't come out to me as very bad. She just is like, I got stuck in this after all these years. So more like a flunky than anything else. And lastly, the whole thing with Kingpin, in that, Kingpin, they made it seem very localized. Oh, the man who runs the tracksuit mafia, but he runs much more than that. This guy is running the mafia commission. He's running the
you're saying they missed the mark.
They did different gangs throughout, and I don't know, I think people want to say, oh, he's just the head of tracksuit mafia, these bunch of morons, and it's not that. There are a lot more people than that. So I wish they would have developed that a little bit more going forward. Probably they'll do it when he gets into the Echo series, or when they get
there's not going to be an Echo series. You're saying there's going to be an Echo series?
They're working on it.
There's going to be an Echo series. It's already been greenlit. There's nothing.
Come on, no. Why would they do that?
Nothing you can do about it.
Because the little girl had cute cheeks on her.
What?
I'm joking. I think it's Joe to enter. It's a way to introduce Daredevil, because they had a whole thing between her and Daredevil come through in the comic, and also, so I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think.
Daredevil's going to be Matt Murdock's going to be a supporting character in the Echo series.
I don't think the supporting character. I think.
Oh my God! Stop it! Stop.
Story of what's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to give you.
She don't have nothing now. She killed. She don't have no team. She's all by herself.
There's no way she could kill.
And all right. It's different from all these other characters that don't need a team. Echo needs a team. Why? Because she's, she has to use sign language.
She's a woman. Is that what you?
No, she has to use sign language.
And she's only got one leg.
That she uses to kick butt with. Okay. Yes, I agree with you, Cal, that yes, she is a very formidable fighter.
She's a reactor. It's like having a Jericho story, right?
Ridiculous. You got to running around over here. It was enough for that she might have been deaf, but then we got to go the extra step. Oh no, she's also got a prosthetic limb. I was like, is that really going to play into something? That's ridiculous.
Well, the actress has it. So what you want to do? Say, well, we can only do the deaf part, but you got to hide the leg.
But yes, they hide the leg for the rest of the show.
It's not something that they can build up. They have to show it. Just have her like like the Captain Kirk moment where she's pulling the pants leg up or putting a boot on or something like that. It's like something on Wendy Williams shoe cam and that sort of thing. Like how else are we gonna get to see it every episode?
There's nothing to hide. It's in steel. Right. You get kicked by a steel kick.
I derailed this thing. I'm sorry. I think ultimately I was iffy on Kate Bishop because she was a little too much like she gained all this ability very quickly and she's pretty much up to speed as a hero right away. She's like, the same training that Robin or Speedy or the idea way Damian is, like someone who's the best at what he does as a young person, up to speed with Hawkeye already. Whereas what's Hawkeye there for? He's not there to train her at all. She's already up to speed, just sitting in the Upper West Side apartment training.
He trained her. He showed her how to flip. He showed her to flip that coin.
And what about no? Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get in trouble with
How to
Marvel.
make how to make trick arrows, how to scout a room, how to do a lot
Well,
of things.
he didn't teach you how to do that. He did show her how to flip he did show her how to flip a quarter.
You were greeting quite frequently earlier. Now that's
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm being sarcastic. He didn't show her how to do a damn thing except flip a quarter.
No, he showed her quite a few things.
Like what?
I just show you how to clear a room, how to
clear a room,
how to scout a room, how to use how to create trick arrows. You know?
Yeah, okay. He didn't show her anything.
So, but look, probably one of the best parts of the entire show was between her,
the trick arrows
between her and Yelena Belova. Great thing. I think that's gonna happen.
No, because she just hot. She had her hair down. The Black Widow had her hair down, and she was gorgeous. They tried to make it into it being De Niro and Pacino, but it was just like if we say that's the great scene, why isn't she?
Let's go back and talk about the gorgeousness. We can get some mileage out of that.
Wait. We're not talking about the gorgeousness because that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at fine actresses.
That's not what you were looking at.
I was looking at people who were actresses.
She was fun in the Black Widow. The thing is that this is the part where she first really let her hair down, and she's gorgeous. Yeah, and what's the name?
We're not talking about gorgeous. We're talking about her.
What's the name? Kate Bishop. She was also the actress is also in freaking Bumblebee. So she's someone that people like, right? She's coming up.
She was also in Spider-Man.
Cascading blonde locks.
But I'm just saying like this. To say it's a good scene mean that would lead to something, right? Where she's trying to she tracked down Kate Bishop, right? She has this ominous tone of calling her Kate Bishop, but people call me by my full name from time to time too. Are they villains? They want to kill me? Maybe so. But anyway, when you look at this, you look at that scene, she's trying to find Hawkeye, right? And she says, you're not going to stand between me and Hawkeye, me taking him out, right? What's the next scene? Hawkeye is hanging out with the medieval times guys. He's not in a hideout. He's not hiding. Go find him. Nope, they're waiting for the big finale. She's not good at her job if she's trying to look for Hawkeye and she can't find him.
But you don't even know. She has other things she's doing too. So probably she's taking care of.
You can't catch them beforehand when they were doing the Netflix and chill moment where Kate Bishop came over and spent the night with Hawkeye. And we're supposed to believe that he stayed on the couch.
What? Where are you going with that?
You know what happened. She spent the night. What is she doing spending the night with Hawkeye? He's a married man.
Oh my gosh, we're digressing big time.
She didn't spend the night with him so much as they shared Christmas.
It was Netflix and chill. She brought over some pizza. That's a booty call.
Oh yes. My goodness. I don't think so.
I think at one point didn't she like bring the bag and the bag fell and some lubricant fell
out? Gentlemen, this is the PG show, for the love of God.
Woo! Okay.
Hey, what about the review? Mockingbird is married to Hawkeye. What's our take on that?
Well, Mockingbird is married to Hawkeye?
Yeah.
They set up that she's Hawkeye. They set up that she's Mockingbird.
That's Bobby Morse, and she's totally domesticated?
Yeah. Yes.
I just don't believe it. You brought her in Avengers 2, and now I'm supposed to. No, I don't believe it. Just don't believe it.
Calling BS on it. He just called BS on that.
Because they're saying they worked so hard to keep everything off the grid. That's why they're so far. The big disappointment was that there's this watch, and it's basically her watch that they got. On the back of the watch, it has the SHIELD emblem on it. And we know Bobby worked, so probably she's using like one of her names. Somebody else speculated that her name is probably Bobby Laura Barton or whatever. And so that's what's going on, and that's why she's not going by her first name like how he.
She would not have left that thing in there. She is a good agent and a dedicated agent, and
I was there when he was fighting as a memento in a book. We don't know. The fact of the matter was there.
A memento now. That's what we're going with, huh?
We're suspending disbelief. Standard practice when we're watching all kinds of movies. Well, I agree with you there, Cal says that's a formula. That's the standard formula too.
Let's go here just to give a look at we didn't get to see her in her outfit.
Hold on. Standard formula for what?
When we watch movies.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. And but you said my name, and I don't know what they're talking about. What are you talking about? Standard formula?
What you just said, bro.
No,
But
I didn't say
don't
anything.
worry,
my
we'll talk about that
God.
later. Petey, what you saying?
I'm saying that we need her in her outfit.
Wasn't she married to Hawkeye?
Yes.
Exactly.
That was
So
How
Mark
can she?
Grunwald trying to give Hawkeye some more
But
things from Green Arrow. So Green Arrow
how can
has
she
Black
be?
Canary, he has
Yeah,
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird. How can they be married? And there's already a Mockingbird that was introduced with Agents of Shield. I thought that was Mockingbird.
Oh, what do you gotta say? Oh my goodness.
Cal, I don't understand. You a fence jumper. You go from
He
one
gave
end
you
to
the
the other.
Heisman. He
You just
gave
you
you the
just
Heisman.
Cal
Oh,
jump.
I sleep-armed him.
Cal is a fence jumper. First he's saying yes, he agrees with this, and next now he's going to the. It's a clear, easy thing. It's another universe, bro. Didn't Spider-Man show us there's other universe?
Oh
Show us a multiverse.
no.
Wow.
This is not a different universe
I
because
didn't
the Agents of
expect
Shield,
that.
the Agents of Shield people did cross. We already had them. They had the crossovers from the people from the film, so they're in the same universe.
No, we can show easily that that's just they're doppelgangers.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You
Are
can't.
you fighting
We
me on
have.
this?
I don't. What you want to fight? I don't.
No,
I've
are
never
you
seen you
fighting
want
me on
to.
this?
If
PD's
you're
not
on your,
rocking with this either. You know what I'm trying to say?
you're
No,
on your.
I forgot. He remember that's the thing, the continuity.
There's no
Sometimes you
fight.
gotta follow with the continuity. You can't just throw it out like that.
Yeah, you're on your back looking up at the ceiling. There's no fight. This is done. They already have Bobby Morse, Mockingbird, Agents of Shield. Now all of a sudden they seem to have forgotten about that. This is what I was talking about with the Netflix shows. Is it part of this particular universe? We already knew that Agents of Shield is a part of this universe because we had Coulson. So we know it's a part of this universe.
So we know from WandaVision there were two Pierre Tours Maximoff, right?
Oh, come
No,
on.
no,
Stop.
The same
Stop.
dilemma can occur.
No, that was they called, what did they call that? They called that recasting on the show, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Agents of Shield was part of the Marvel Universe proper from very early on. Those characters are also part of the Marvel Universe proper. So if she's Mockingbird, they've got some explaining to do.
Come on, just be straight about this. You get what he's saying. It's over. People make these things have these continuity things where it happens. That's why there is. That's why Stan Lee would just try to explain it in the comic books. But these things happen especially in movies. It's hard to keep the circle perfect. When you start from one movie to Planet of the Apes and then you get to the Conquest, or when you get to Conquest, even the one before that, Escape, you start to shift. It's hard to complete the circle. So
especially if you don't care.
there's that too, and that Hollywood a lot of times don't care. So I would even, oh God, here we go.
What he's researching now? Oh Lord.
So we did what we had to do on this. We're gonna end here, right?
I'm trying to be calm and cool and collected, but I'm taking off. I'm telling you, I'm taking off my stuff. If you want to go,
this might be the more straightforward and fun series for the Disney Plus series, right? Even though it's only
Agreed.
6 episodes, it's fun. I have my issues of her being, up to speed on day one, inspired by, like I will become that Hawkeye, like Batman, being like the reverse of Batman type of deal. And but at the same time, it's still fun. Still something that you can get into. They had the team up. They had the Black Widow come in there. They had the heroes fight thing. They had the thing. Cal also brought all these points. Cal's brought up the fact that Hawkeye is the reason why all this is going on.
Cal. That's what. Don't just call him what he is.
What?
Fence jumper Cal. He's jumping from one side to the one minute he's with me, next minute he's with you. But yeah, I'm glad to see that you did enjoy the series. I'm glad to see that we've all enjoyed the series. I'm glad to see that the scene in Rockefeller Center looked fantastic. The battle they had with the tracksuit mafia, and I think and the fact that of course Kingpin was introduced. I mean, what else? That's icing on the cake. If not the main menu entree that he probably 2 entrees was brought into the show. And the fact that he in the same week. We have Daredevil and we have Kingpin introduced just confirmed the connectedness of the Marvel universe and how well it works. And DC needs to get their act together. This one and done.
Oh, I don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to do that stuff.
My fingers off like that because
I don't want to do that. You know that
people want to see connected stuff. People want to feel that they're part of a universe, and DC will never get that together. But yeah, Spinner Rack, we love it, baby.
Oh God! All right, we're out. I'm just letting it go.
Subscribe, give thumbs up, get back to us if you have any questions. Booyaka! Spinner Rack.